November 15th, 1996. Now, to some of you out there, it just seems like a random day I just picked out of the great decade that was the 1990s. But to people like me, to basketball fans all over the world, to sport fans all over the world, to cartoon fans all over the world, it is a day that is etched into the history books. Because on that day, on that fateful day in November 15th, 1996, on November 15th, 1996, excuse me, one of the most well known, one of the most loved, some argue the greatest basketball film of all time was released. That film being Space Jam, starring the Looney Tunes and Michael Jordan. It was a movie about a group of aliens kidnapping the Looney Tunes and threatening to enslave them and keep them on um, Mons. Yeah, keep them on Monstar Park. I believe that was the name of it. No, Monstar Planet. Monstar Planet. That was the name of it now. And basically keep them trapped there, enslaved there for the rest of their lives. And they enlist the help of NBA legend, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion, the greatest basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan. And I know the LeBron fans are going to get pissed off at me saying that, but it's the fucking truth. Michael Jordan is and will always be the greatest basketball player of all time. Some will also argue Kobe, and Kobe's definitely up there. He's definitely way up there. But as great as Kobe was, and God rest his soul, rest in peace, he's no Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is single-handedly the greatest of all time. Now, Space Jam 1 had its flaws. It wasn't perfect. It had many logic fails, many plot holes in the film that didn't make any sense. But for people like me, growing up as a kid, watching the movie all the time, I didn't pay attention to that. Obviously, as a kid, I loved the movie. Obviously, the older I've gotten, the more and more I've, started to see the things that were wrong with the film and stuff, and realize it wasn't the perfect 10 out of 10 film that I thought it was as a kid. But I always have a love, and I always have a passion for the original Space Jam. I went to go see Space Jam the day it came out, November 15th, 1996. I was 2 years old, and my mom and my dad took me to the movie theater to see Space Jam the day it came out. It's an experience I will never forget for the rest of my life. Obviously, when the movie came out on VHS, I used to go to the video store all the time and rent Space Jam all the time. To the point, and this is a true story, what I'm telling you is true, to the point where the video store owner literally gave me the movie because I was renting it so many times that he eventually just gave me the movie. Probably had a bunch more copies in the back, I don't freaking know, but I rented that movie so many times that he gave me the film, and unfortunately I fucking lost the film when I moved down here to Tennessee, which really pisses me off because it's the original VHS release. I know they reissued it, a few years later on VHS again, like a newer version, but this was the original VHS release, and I freaking lost it, which pisses me off to this day. I had it on DVD as well, but unfortunately the DVD got all scratched up and everything, and I eventually, unfortunately, had to throw it away. I could get it for Blu-ray, Maybe I could get it for Blu-ray. Maybe. It's on Hulu, by the way. If you have not seen the original Space Jam, it's on HBO Max as well, but it's also on Hulu, and I recommend watching it on Hulu because one, Hulu is cheaper, and two, I'm not paying freaking 15. I mean, I'm not paying $15 to freaking watch Space Jam. I mean, I know the Blu-rays are like what, $5 to $6. If you could find a good Blu-ray copy for cheap, you can get it for like $5. I might end up doing that. Hell, you know what? Tomorrow, after I upload this video, I think I'm going to sit down and watch Space Jam again on Hulu. I've seen that movie probably 1,000 times. You know what? I'll see it 1,001 times. I don't care. I love that freaking movie. I even had a poster of Space Jam on my fucking wall. I had the soundtrack. I had merch. I had it all. I was a big Space Jam nerd back in the day. Obviously, time has gone on, and like I said, the older I've gotten, the more I realize that Space Jam isn't the perfect 10 out of 10 movie like I thought it was as a kid. But I'll always have that love and passion for it. Is it my favorite basketball film of all time? No. My personal favorite basketball film of all time is Coach Carter. I know that may surprise a few of you out there, but Coach Carter is actually my favorite basketball film of all time. Go check that movie out, by the way, if you haven't seen it. Amazing movie. It's on Disney Plus because Disney ended up making the movie. And, of course, it stars Samuel L. Jackson, the motherfucking GOAT. I always had that feeling that one day, I didn't know when, I didn't know how, but I just knew that one day in my life, there would be a second Space Jam film. And sure enough, it falls on the 25th anniversary of the first film's release. Now, I had mixed opinions when it was first announced. Was I happy that there was going to be a Space Jam 2? Yes. But I was also unhappy at the same time. I was happy and unhappy. I was happy there was a second one, but I was also unhappy because I just had I don't know, I just had this weird feeling, oh my god, they're going to find some way to fuck it up. And the second I heard LeBron was going to be in it, I was like, oh boy, here we fucking go. Of course LeBron's going to be in it. Of course, it makes sense. He's literally the face of the NBA now. He's considered one of the greatest players of all time. Of course, he's going to be the star of the film. And I was debating about whether I wanted to see this film or not over the years. And I finally decided, you know what? Despite what the critics say, I'm just going to have to check it out for myself. I got to see this for myself. And yesterday, because by the time this video is uploaded, it's going to be the next day. Yesterday, on the day it came out, I went to go see Space Jam: A New Legacy. Well, that was interesting. I was wanting it to be a good film, and it failed. It's not the worst cartoon film I've ever seen. I know there's people out there saying that the animation looked really bad. It looked really, really, really bright. It's like they turned the contrast up super high and everything. Look, I'm gonna set the record straight here. There are far, 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 far worse cartoon animation films out there with worse animation than this. Way, way, way worse. All this controversy about Lola Bunny's design and everything, I just thought was completely fucking stupid. Oh, she don't look sexy no more. Okay, who fucking cares? I mean, it's not that big of a deal to me. As long as the movie's great and all, I don't give a shit. You know, and now if they would have completely like redesigned her and everything and changed her from her original '96 look and gave her a complete overhaul and everything, then yeah, I would have had a little bit of a problem with it. But a slight change, like a little slight change, I mean, to me, she still kind of looks the same in a way anyway, so I don't really see what the whole controversy is. Oh, she's not sexy. Okay. Like I said, who cares? Who freaking cares? There were some good moments in this film. There were some good moments that made me laugh, made me smile, but overall, I'm extremely disappointed. Now, I'm about to get into the spoilers of this film, and that's why I put in the title spoilers. So, if you have not seen this movie, I recommend clicking off right now. Now, before I get into the spoilers of this film, I know you're probably going to ask me, well, should I go out and see the film? Should I go out and, take my time out of my day to go see this? Personally, I'm going to say no, but that's your choice. Hey, you want to go to the movie theaters? You want to, watch this on HBO Max? Then fine and dandy, be my guest. But personally, I wouldn't recommend watching this film. This film is an absolute spit in the face of the original Space Jam fans. Let me explain why. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to click off the video before I get into the spoilers. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have been warned. So let me start off by saying real quick that this movie has so many fucking logic fails in it that it makes the original Space Jam from 1996 look like the Wizard of Oz in comparison. There are so many logic fails in this movie that I could probably write a fucking book on everything wrong with this film. I can't wait till CinemaSins does a video tearing this movie to shreds. He's probably going to find like 500 to 1,000 ways to tear this movie apart. I can't wait for him to do a review on this movie because I know for sure he's going to tear this movie apart. But anyways, the movie starts off with LeBron in high school in 1998. Whether it's the springtime, fall time of 98, I don't freaking know. It's a year and a half or either 2 years after the release of the original Space Jam. But LeBron's in high school playing basketball, and in the middle of the game, he's over on the bench, and one of his teammates comes up, one of his friends comes up, and hands him a Nintendo Game Boy. And I'm going to sidetrack here. I love the Nintendo Game Boy. I had one as a kid. Love that. I love that device. So many memories off the Nintendo Game Boy. Love that device. And of course, the game that he was playing was Looney Tunes, with Bugs Bunny in it. And he's playing the game, and he's not focusing, on his coach, getting onto him. And the coach eventually comes up and snatches the Game Boy away from him, scolds him, tells him to get his head into the game. He goes out there, plays the rest of the game, and unfortunately, because he can't stop thinking about the video game, his team unfortunately loses the game. Well, after the game, his coach, berates him and everything, saying that you could be a once-in-a-lifetime type athlete. You could be one of the greatest of all time. You're the greatest basketball player I have ever coached. You could be the next Michael Jordan, blah, 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 blah. So many So many. By the way, there are so many King LeBron mentions in this film. Oh my god. The amount of times that they call LeBron James King. I know that's his freaking nickname, but the amount of times that they say it in this film makes me want to bash my head into a fucking wall. I get it. King LeBron. I get it. But can I please not have it shoved down my throat every 5 fucking seconds? It gets annoying. It gets old. And quite honestly, I've pretty much grown tired of it at this point. Please fucking stop. He ain't no fucking king because he ain't never going to be Michael Jordan. He'll never be fucking Kobe. Sorry, LeBron fans, but it's the God honest truth. So, anyways, then we get LeBron. You know, going back to LeBron and his coach. LeBron telling his coach, "I'm sorry, blah 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 blah. You know, I'll be better, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah." And his coach ends up telling him, "You are going to be one of the greatest of all time, but unless you don't get this shit off your mind," referring to the video game, "you will never live up to your true potential." And so LeBron takes the Game Boy, throws it in the trash, and then we get a freaking time skip going through his entire NBA career when he first got drafted by Cleveland, his early years at the Cleveland Cavalier. Of course, we go to the infamous segment where he announced, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, of course. They show him winning the 2 NBA titles with the Miami Heat. They didn't show the 2011 NBA Finals and the 2014 NBA Finals. But anyways, then they showed him going back to Cleveland, winning a title, of course, with Cleveland against the 73-9 Golden State Warriors. And of course, they had to bring up the fact that the Warriors had a 3-1 series lead. We know. We fucking get it. We all know the story. Then, of course, you know, they showed him leaving Cleveland to go to Los Angeles and, you know, bringing Anthony Davis in. And, you know, the same year that Kobe unfortunately passed away, they win an NBA title. And then it jumps to present day where LeBron is, you know, with his kids at his mansion outside. And his kids are out on a basketball court, you know, playing basketball and everything. And his son, which, by the way, spoiler alert, wasn't his actual son. It was some other child actor playing his son, which, another spoiler alert, this kid cannot act. I'm sorry. I don't know where the fuck they found this kid from, but the kid that played LeBron's son in this film could not act to save his fucking life. I mean, if it's supposed to be a film about LeBron and his son, you know, bonding together, why couldn't you just fucking get his IRL son to be in the movie? I'm guessing he must have been busy with real life basketball, or he probably heard about the plot of this film and told his dad to fuck off. I mean, that could have also happened too. But, you know, his son is playing a video game. I don't know what console it was. I don't know if it was a Wii U, Nintendo Switch. It kind of looks like the new Google Stadia console that's been rumored. I think it's actually been confirmed now that Google Stadia's got some sort of like handheld device coming out or something. It kind of looked like that, so little bit of a spoiler there about that. If it was, I'm not sure if it was or wasn't. I could go back. I could try to go back and see if it was. I'm pretty sure there's footage out there on YouTube or something where I can go back and see if it was or wasn't. I'll check it out later. It might have been just some knockoff freaking console. It might have been one of freaking It might have been oh, what's the name of that fucking shitty rapper? Oh, what's his fucking name? The guy that came out with the video game consoles and almost got sued by Nintendo because it turned out to be an emulating machine. What the fuck was his name? Soldier Boy. It might have been one of Soldier Boy's knockoff consoles. I don't freaking know. But anyways, back to the point. He was playing a video game, not focusing on the basketball game, and his dad, LeBron, comes out and, scolds him and everything because all you do is play video games. I want you to be like me. Get your head into the game. He has this machine that shoots basketballs every time he says the word ball, and there's a few times where he says the word ball and the basketball hits his other son in the head, which I thought that was kind of funny. I had to admit that was kind of funny. And then, his son is talking about, he wants to go to E3 because E3 is literally that weekend. Unfortunately, LeBron wants his son to go to basketball camp, which also happens to be the same weekend. And him and his son basically get into a disagreement, and his son tells him, I don't know why you can't let me be who I want to be. I don't know why you can't let me do what I want to do. And it basically leads into the plot of the film, which they go to the Warner Brothers studios, and Warner Brothers is showing off this new technology called Warner 3000. It's a AI algorithm, which is the name of the villain in the movie, by the way. Yeah, the name of the villain in the movie is literally AI algorithm. Yeah. But anyway, supposedly, he's sick and tired of being stuck in, this universe of his that was created for him by Warner Brothers, by the way. And he figures, if he can recruit LeBron, he can get LeBron's followers and stuff and get more people to check out, the Warner 3000, aka more followers, aka more money toward Warner Brothers. Well, the technology is that they would scan LeBron and literally put him in any cartoon film, anything Warner Brothers related. They would scan him in, and he could literally appear in it. You want LeBron James in a Batman film? Go right on ahead. You want him to appear in a Superman? They started doing all these freaking references, LeBron in a Batman film, LeBron in Aquaman, LeBron in Superman, and all this stuff. Just really just really just stupid stuff. And by the way, this movie is nothing but a Warner Brothers IP showcase, basically. This movie is nothing but propaganda for every single fucking license that Warner Brother owns. WB, I get that you own some of the biggest franchises in the world. You own some of the biggest trademarks, some of the biggest franchises, some of the greatest movies of all time. Movies that I grew up on, movies that I love to this very day. But I did not want to see them thrown in my fucking face this many times throughout this film. This film is nothing but it's nothing but a marketing tool for Warner Brothers and their IPs. That's the best way to sum it up. It's nothing but a marketing tool for Warner Brothers and their IPs. And I'm about to get into that more later on. But anyways, they're showing off this technology to LeBron, and LeBron ends up turning it down, saying it's not for him. Meanwhile, his son, who at the time is making a video game, trying to get into the video game market, he made a basketball game, but unfortunately it had a glitch in it where if he tries to do LeBron's Oh, I forgot that freaking move. What's the name of it? Cross something. Cross out, I think is what it's called. I'm forgetting the name of it. It doesn't freaking. It doesn't matter what the freaking name of it is. It's one of LeBron's special moves, but every time you hit the move in the game would unfortunately crash. So his son is into the idea, LeBron is not. And of course, this pisses off the villain, this AI, and he decides to go freaking rogue on LeBron and his son. And they're in an elevator, and all of a sudden the elevator starts glitching out and everything, and it sends them all the way down to the basement. All the way to where the data mine is for every single IP that Warner Brothers owns. It's all on this gigantic freaking computer system. And his son ends up going inside the computer room and gets zapped into the Warner 3000 along with LeBron. LeBron also gets zapped into it. And AI introduces himself, saying that this is the Warner 3000. You really shouldn't have turned me down. His son ends up basically disappearing. LeBron asks where his son, and the algorithm says, well, you shouldn't have turned me down. You don't understand how powerful this technology really can be. LeBron's all confused. He's threatened to call the cops on the AI, and the AI told him, you're in my world now. Nothing you do is going to stop me. But I'll make you a fair deal. I'll be nice to you for once. How about this? I'll challenge you to a basketball game. You get your group of people, I'll get my group of people. We'll have a basketball game. If you win, I'll let you and your son go. If I win, you and your son stay here in this universe with me forever. And all your followers are going to be watching. So then he sends LeBron to Looney Tune World, where LeBron turns into a cartoon. And LeBron's looking around for everybody, and there's nobody around except for Bugs Bunny. Well, he runs into Bugs, and he asks Bugs for some help and everything, and Bugs agrees to help him out. Well, LeBron asks Bugs, where can I find some teammates? I want to get some teammates. LeBron's wanting freaking Batman and Superman and King Kong and all these guys. The Iron Giant, of all things, the Iron Giant. I mean, okay, but whatever. Just like I said, Warner Brothers, flaunting off their IPs and everything. And then Bugs is, explaining, because LeBron asked him, hey, how come you're the only one here? And Bugs tells him, well, the AI algorithm, he came here and basically, made a deal with my friends, and they all got on a rocket ship and went off to whatever, to do whatever. And I could have sworn Bugs said that he didn't even know where they were. I might be completely wrong, but I could have sworn Bugs said, I don't even know where they are. And then all of a sudden, literally the very next minute, they go to Metropolis on DC Planet, and they run into Daffy Duck. They run into Daffy Duck and Porky the Pig. But you don't know. I might be completely wrong. Maybe he didn't say that, but I could have sworn he did. So if he didn't say that, my bad. But if he did, then how the fuck did he know exactly where they're at? If he said, I don't know, I don't even know where they're at, and then all of a sudden he goes to where they're at, I don't know that. I don't know. I don't remember if he said that or not. I don't know. But anyways, he goes to DC World and he runs into Daffy and Porky, who are trying to stop a train. And unfortunately, when they pull the brake, of course, the classic "oh, the brake broke," joke, and the train goes off the rails and it's about to crash into an orphanage when Superman, the actual Superman, because Daffy was portraying Superman, he was dressed up as Superman trying to, act like Superman. Well, the actual Superman shows up, stops the train from crashing into the orphanage, and the whole Justice League comes out, and they're all freaking pissed off. And then it immediately cuts to them leaving the planet and going to find the other Looney Tunes. So you just had a scene where the train almost crashed into the orphanage, the Justice League come out, all the Justice League, everybody was there. And LeBron doesn't even bother to ask them for help. Oh, and I almost forgot, LeBron was dressed up as Robin. Bugs was dressed up as Batman, of course. Bugs Bunny as Batman, LeBron James as Robin. Ha 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 ha. He didn't even bother to ask the Justice League to help him out. Hey, my son got kidnapped by this AI algorithm. I'm looking for some teammates to play a game of basketball. I was wondering if you guys could help me out. He didn't even bother fucking asking them. And then they appear, spoiler alert, this is I'm going really far into the film here, but spoiler alert, they literally appear at the basketball game. So, if they appear at the basketball game to cheer on LeBron, why the fuck did LeBron not ask them to come on his team? Logic fail. So anyway, they go around, looking for the other Looney Tunes. They end up going to the Mad Max world, which, look, I love Mad Max as much as anyone else, but why was it in Space Jam? Why? Just why? I mean, I know they're going to say, oh, well, it was our way of introducing Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. Okay, whatever, but if I want to watch Mad Max, I'll just go watch Mad Max. I don't know. It's just so many freaking things. They end up going to Casablanca, the classic 1942 film, and they run into Yosemite Sam. And he just happens to be in this old 1942 black and white film. Why? I don't fucking know. They run into Foghorn. They run into all the Looney Tunes. They run into Speedy Gonzales, if I remember his name correctly. And of course, they do a freaking Matrix, reference. Where he gets shot at with the bullets and everything. And of course, they do the super slow-mo, which I know what I'm about to say is going to really trigger a lot of people. I'm sorry. I'll get on it sometime soon because the movie is on Peacock, but I've actually never seen the Matrix films. Yeah. I need to get on that, by the way. I really need to get on that. That movie is literally over 20 years old, and I've never seen it. Oh boy, I know people are gonna be pissed in the comments. No, what the fuck? You've never seen the fucking Matrix? Fuck you! I know. Okay, I'll check it out when I have the time. Hopefully, it's still up on Peacock. The last time I checked, it was on Peacock for free. I'll go check it out. When I got the time, I'll check it out. It's definitely a movie series I got to freaking watch. I've seen John Wick. I haven't seen the third one. I've seen John Wick 1 and I've seen John Wick 2, but I've never seen the Keanu Reeves films, like the ones that really put him on the map. I need to get to that. But anyways, Granny also appeared in this, and she was like, this some sort of like professional hacker or something, again, reference to the Matrix. And she ends up joining LeBron's team. And then they go back to, I think they go back to DC World, which, again, why the fuck did you not ask the DC superheroes to help you out? Whatever. But they go to find Lola Bunny. And it turns out that Lola Bunny is partaking in the course to become an Amazon for Wonder Woman. And she's doing this program and everything, and Bugs and LeBron show up, and they're asking her for help and everything, and she keeps, blowing them off, saying, I'm not about that life anymore, blah, 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 blah. And LeBron and Bugs end up going over to this pit of lava, and they're barely hanging on the edge. They're about to fall. And then LeBron say, please, I'm trying to save my son. And then Lola stops. She turns around. She looks back up because, the finish line's literally right in front of her. And she looks back, and then she decides, fuck it. Runs back, saves them, but unfortunately isn't able to get to the finish line in time. So she goes to apologize to Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman says, you know what, even though you didn't, pass the challenge, even though you didn't, beat the challenge, you are still an Amazon in my heart. You have the passion of it, you have the courage of it, and you have the desire of it. So I hereby grant you the role of Amazon. So she becomes an Amazon, and Wonder Woman tells her, now do me a favor. Go help your friends and get his son back. Which, yet again, I'm going to say this once again. Why the fuck did you not go help LeBron, Wonder Woman? You're a fucking superhero. LeBron, why the fuck did you not ask her to come help you? Seriously, she could have been I know the Looney Tunes were the stars of the film, but she could have been a fucking bench player. Bring her in off the bench. Let her fucking lasso the fucking team or something. I don't fucking know. So many stupid fucking decisions in this fucking film. You got fucking Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman and Aquaman and all these fucking people. You got all these fucking DC superheroes, and LeBron doesn't care to bother to ask one of them, hey, I could use your help. Seriously. So fucking stupid. I'm sorry, but if somebody kidnapped my fucking son, if I was LeBron, I'd be going after the biggest motherfuckers I could find. Hey Batman, hey Superman, hey Aquaman, hey Green Hornet, hey Wonder Woman, hey whoever. I could use your help. My son's been kidnapped. I need to win a basketball game. I know you guys probably, have probably never played basketball in your entire life, but I could use your help right now. Do you know how easy they would have won that fucking game? Had he had them help him out? Oh my fucking god. So fucking stupid. And like I said, going back to what I said earlier, they were at the fucking game. They were at the fucking game. Why do you not fucking... Number one, why did LeBron not ask them to help him out? Number two, why did they not offer to help him out? Oh my fucking god. It doesn't make any fucking sense. So, and speaking of not making any sense, so continuing on, so LeBron's son, being played by this piss poor fucking child actor. Again, I don't know who the fuck it is, but please don't ever get him to star in another Space Jam film ever again. If you ever make, God forbid, you ever make a third Space Jam, please no, 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 no. I can't believe I even uttered those words out of my mouth. Don't you ever, ever make a third Space Jam. This was enough. Don't ever do it again. I don't want to see no 50th anniversary of the original film, third movie. I don't want to see a fucking remake. I don't want to see a prequel. I don't want to see a sequel. I don't want to see nothing Space Jam related anymore. You have officially killed the franchise. After this, no more. I'll just stick to the original movie. But anyways, so LeBron's son is showing the AI algorithm. He's showing algorithm his video game and everything, telling him how, you know, by the way, I forgot to mention, when the character crashed, it crashed the entire game because the game, you know, wasn't programmed to handle that crossover move. It was a crossover move now. I remember. It was a crossover. I'm pretty sure that was the name of it. Crossover. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, who fucking cares? Who cares? Who cares? But when he hit the move in the game, it caused the entire game to crash, and he literally said, it's going to take me literally a week to rebuild the game. Well, the AI algorithm says, I'll do you a favor. I'll rebuild the game for you. And he tells his partner, you know, to go hack the code of the game, so that way he can get some powerful players on his team to battle against LeBron and the Looney Tunes squad. Well, he ends up asking LeBron's son to join him on the team. And he asked LeBron's son to do an upgrade. And LeBron's son kind of didn't want to do it at first. And then the algorithm talks him into it, saying, you know, think of what your dad said to you. Think of how your dad's been treating you, blah, 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 blah. And he decides to do it. He gets an upgrade. At first, he wants to go like 75. You know, like in the old sport games where sometimes we would like to go like, you know, 50, 75, 60. We wouldn't want to go full 100 because we want to give ourselves a challenge. Well, the algorithm said, if you're going to go up against your dad, why don't you prove a point? Max it out to the ultimate. Like, max it all the way up. So LeBron's son's like, sure, what the hell, why not? Maxes everything up to 100. Ball handling, shooting, awareness, intelligence, like all up to 100. Which, I find it funny, he shot his intelligence up to 100. Didn't save his piss poor acting. But they end up, you know, going back to LeBron, and the Looney Tunes end up going back to Looney Tune World. And there's a countdown, by the way, that he has 24 hours to find a team. 24 hours to find a team. The countdown clock reaches 0. The basketball court appears, which the basketball court happens to be the exact same game that his son made. And since it's a video game, it doesn't abide by normal NBA rules. You know, a layup can't be, you know, only 2 points. A three-pointer isn't gonna always be 3 points. You know, you get bonus points for stunts and stuff like that. Basically, video game rules. So then all of a sudden, for no particular reason at all, the algorithm snaps its fingers and makes the Looney Tunes and LeBron 3D. I was thinking that there was going to be some legit reason, like some sort of twist as to how the Looney Tunes become 3D in this film. But that, really? That's the way you do it? He just snaps his fingers like, oh yeah, you're 3D now. Why? I don't fucking know. You're just 3D now. That's how you turn them 3D. Fuck this movie. Anyway, they end up getting the teammates for the Goon Squad because the villains team is named the Goon Squad, and LeBron's team is obviously named the Toon Squad. And the Goon Squad consists of LeBron James' son, Anthony Davis, Damian Lillard, Anthony Davis as the bro. Yeah, literally. The bro. Not BRO, but BROW. Then you had Damian Lillard as Chronos, who's a guy that could slow down time to where, you know, it's super slow motion and everything. Kind of like the Matrix, of course. And then there's Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson, and by the way, Anthony Davis was a giant bird with like big eyebrows and everything. Chronos, aka Damian Lillard, was a guy that could slow down time. Klay Thompson was a being that could go between water and fire. He could switch from water or fire. Guess what his name was? Alright, I gave you enough time to guess. You're probably thinking it's, you know, some amazing freaking name. Some, you know, fantastic, creative, outstanding name. Wetfire. No, I'm not joking. Wetfire. Wetfire. Wet fire. Fuck this movie. Then there's the White Mamba, who I don't even remember who the fuck she's played by. There's two WNBA players in this movie. One of them is Candace Parker. I don't know the name of the other one. I don't fucking watch the WNBA. I don't watch the WNBA, and I'm approaching 60 minutes here. I might have to split this up into two parts. You know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. Well, real quick, though. The White Mamba, which obviously, you know, is a reference to Kobe. Kobe was the Black Mamba. They have the White Mamba. She's basically a giant snake. A giant, you know, snake woman. And then there's the other WNBA player. I don't know which one's Candace Parker. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't fucking care. They're going to be irrelevant, you know, a week after this movie is out anyways. People will eventually forget who the fuck they are, and we'll all forget who the fuck they are. Eventually. But there's another one that's a literal spider. And then there's LeBron James' son. And as for the Looney Tunes squad, it's pretty much the Looney Tunes and LeBron James in 3D form. Why 3D form? Because fuck you, logic. Fuck you, logic, I guess. Can't give us a legit reason why they're in 3D. I mean, I could understand LeBron, but the Looney Tunes in 3, they don't even give us a fucking logical reason why they're 3D. He just literally snaps his fingers and they're fucking 3D. It doesn't make any fucking sense. But anyways, I'm gonna have to split this up into two parts. I've gone on long enough here. Man, what a freaking review this has been. If you don't like the stuff that I'm saying here in this video, then kindly piss off. This is my review. This is how I feel. This is how a lot of other people who are reviewing this movie right now feel about this movie. So if you don't like my opinion, then you damn sure don't like their opinions. And this is not the video for you. If you love the movie, hey, I'm just going to say this. If you love this movie, more power to you. I'm not going to change your opinion. If you love this movie, if you think it's better than the first one, you think this is one of the greatest films of all time, hey, more power to you. But me personally, fuck this movie. And I'm about to discuss it more here in a little bit. I'll be back momentarily. Alright, before I get into part 2, I gotta get me another drink. And yes, I am drinking Sprite. My favorite drink in the world, and it kind of fits that I'm drinking Sprite reviewing a NBA basketball movie because Sprite's literally the official drink of the NBA, besides Gatorade, of course. But enough about that. Let's get into part 2 of this fucking review slash, I guess you can call it a rant. But anyways, before the game starts, the algorithm tells LeBron, remember when I said that everybody's going to be watching, all your followers and everything are going to be watching? So he gets out his phone and he presses an invite out on his phone. And then all of a sudden, here comes every single fucking thing that Warner Brothers owns under their fucking company. All their trademarks, all their movies, all their franchises, everything. They all just come out of fucking nowhere and just, gather around all around the basketball court. Here comes freaking Scooby-Doo. Here comes the Iron Giant. Here comes King Kong. Here comes fucking DC. Which, again, why the fuck did you not get them to help you out in the basketball game, LeBron? Fucking stupid. But here comes all these, the Flintstones, Harry Potter, like literally Mad Max, The Matrix was there, The Mask was there, not Jim Carrey, the actual person, but somebody dressed up in cosplay as him. They literally had people dressed up in cosplay surround the entire freaking basketball court. And the people they couldn't get in cosplay obviously were CGI. And I gotta put the record straight here. The cosplay in this film is fucking weird. This is some of the weirdest cosplay. I don't know where they found these people from. They weren't the actual fucking, actors or actresses. They were just random people that Warner Brothers found. Probably some random people they found out on the street and asked, hey, you want to be in the Space Jam movie? We'll pay you blah, 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 blah. And I guess they, just got these random people to appear in the movie. The cosplay is so fucking weird. Like, for instance, there was somebody dressed up as Batman in the film, and the 1960s TV show Batman, the classic Adam West. Batman. I had to do that. I love that freaking show. But they had it like on loop where this dude is literally like fucking spasming out in the background. If you pay attention, if you go watch this film, pay attention to the Batman cosplayer. They literally had this guy on fucking loop. They had the tape on loop of this guy literally spasming out in the fucking background. If that's how you're going to treat Batman, I'm fucking terrified for the Pattinson Batman film that's coming out, I think next year. I think it's coming out next year. Let me look that up real quick. I think it's coming out next year. This is in real time, by the way. I'm not going to edit this out. I gotta look this up real quick. When does the new Batman film come out? I'm pretty sure it's 2022. Which I want to go see that because Batman's my favorite superhero of all time. 2022. Next year. So, next year, this Batman film's coming out. Which, by the way, I obviously was not happy when I heard that Pattinson excuse me, the guy that literally played in fucking Twilight is going to be playing the role of Batman. I definitely wasn't happy when I heard that, but I'm willing to give him the benefit of a doubt if the movie is good. But if that's the way you're going to treat Batman in Space Jam, then I'm kind of fucking terrified for this new Batman film. Please be good. Please blow my expectations out of the water next year. Please. Like I said, they had like literally everything that Warner Brothers owns was literally there. There were even some characters there that didn't make any sense at all why the hell they're in a kid-friendly movie. Warner Brothers, let me ask you something. Space Jam 2, Space Jam A New Legacy, whatever you want to call it. This is a kid-friendly movie, right? This is supposed to be for families, for kids, right? Explain to me why Pennywise is in the movie. Yeah, Pennywise the clown. You do realize what Pennywise did to children, right? You do realize he slaughtered and ate children. Why is he in this film? Is that not disturbing to you? Also, the guys from A Clockwork Orange were there? I haven't seen The Clockwork Orange in like 10 years, but aren't they a group of like really deranged, fucked up psychopathic men? Aren't they like messed up in the head or something? How the fuck is that? How the fuck is that family friendly? Why would you put them in here? Voldemort was in this film. He's not family friendly. Not in the later Harry Potter films. Like there were some characters there that I don't know why there was a nun there. There was a literal freaking nun. Like a not like, you know, a normal nun. No, like one of those horror movie type of nuns. Why? I don't get it. This is supposed to be a movie for kids, but you're putting in characters in this movie that are obviously not intended for children. What are you trying to relay here? Like, I get you own the license to these characters, you own the trademarks to these characters and movies, but why? Joker was there. I forgot about the fucking Joker. Joker was fucking there. The fucking 1960s Joker, the TV show Joker was there. Not the Heath Ledger, you know, Joker, which, God, I am so glad that that didn't fucking happen. I would have really ripped this movie a fucking new asshole if that would have happened. But Joker was there. There were so many characters there that aren't child friendly that just maybe go, why the fuck are they there? Pennywise and Clockwork Orange are obviously the two major big ones for me. Oh yeah, kids, Pennywise is perfectly fine, you know. Hey, look at the dancing clown on the sideline. It's not like, you know, we did a film series where he literally slaughters and eats fucking children. This movie is so fucking stupid, man. And then, if that's not enough, this is where the movie really starts getting fucking stupid. So, the invites not only go out to everybody in that universe, but it goes out to people in the real world. And when they click on the invite, it literally zaps them into this universe that, everybody's in. And the algorithm comes out and says, oh, I forgot to tell you that not only if you lose, you're going to be stuck here in this universe with me forever, and the Looney Tunes Squad's going to get deleted too, but all your followers in the real world are going to be stuck in here with you forever as well. And everybody that gets zapped from the real world into this universe, the second they hear that, they literally, freak out. They're like, oh no, oh my god. And then they stop. And then 5 seconds later, yay! Huh? Nobody fucking reacts like that. I'm sorry, if I got zapped into some alternate fucking universe and they're telling me that this guy has to do blah blah blah, or I'm going to be stuck in here with him forever the rest of my life, I'm not going to freak out at first and then start cheering yay. I'm going to be like, fuck you. You better win this fucking game. You better do whatever this guy's telling you to do, because if I get stuck in here with you for the rest of eternity, I'm going to fucking maul the shit out of you. I'm going to literally knock the shit out of you. Just nobody fucking reacts like that. Nobody. These people literally freaked out for 5 seconds, and then they all start fucking cheering. What? I need to take a break. My fucking brain cells are pretty much just fucking melted at this point. So then the game starts, and since the game is not under traditional basketball rules, it's under video game rules, the Goon Squad ends up going up by 1,000 points. Literally 1,000 points by halftime. And the Looney Tunes Squad's basically getting knocked on their ass left and right, They got a few points up on the board, but really nothing much. I mean, they're just basically getting fucking mauled by the Goon Squad. And at halftime, it's revealed that the reason why they're losing by so much is because they're playing the way LeBron wants them to play. They're playing this, realistic, NBA style basketball the way LeBron wants it to be done, and it's not getting things done. It's not doing any help at all. So they're basically like, well, what can we do right now? And this moment right here officially made me say, fuck this movie. Fuck this movie. I don't ever want to fucking see this movie ever again. They got the fucking nerve to get everybody's fucking hopes up. All of a sudden, Sylvester comes in and says, guys, you're not going to believe who I just found. I got Michael Jordan. And everybody starts fucking freaking out. I even started freaking out a little bit in the movie theater. I'm not going to lie, because I was like, holy shit. They actually kept it fucking secret from everybody. They actually got Michael Jordan to be in the film. And it turns out it's Michael Jordan. But it's not the Michael Jordan, it's Michael B. Jordan. Okay. I don't hate Michael B. Jordan. This is not the knock on him. This was a fucking paycheck for him. He didn't give a shit. I bet you he didn't give a shit to be in this film. It's easy payday for him. I liked his fucking role as the villain in Black Panther. He's played in a lot of really damn good movies over the years. But to do that, and I know the Michael Jordan said that he never wanted to appear in Space Jam ever again. I know he said that. But Warner Brothers is a multi-billion dollar corporation. You mean to tell me they couldn't fork over a big chunk of money and ask Michael, hey Michael, you mind appearing in Space Jam 2 for like, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes at max? We'll give you like $10 million to appear for like 15 minutes. Like, I know Michael Jordan is a busy individual and one of the richest individuals on the planet. But you can't tell me they couldn't find some way to get him in this film. If you were not going to get him in this film at all, then don't fucking do a stunt like that. Don't get everybody's fucking hopes up. I know it was your fucking way of trolling us, and for that, fuck you. Michael B. Jordan, this has nothing to do with you. I don't hate you. I'm not blaming you here. Well, then again, actually, maybe I could, because you agreed to fucking do this little fucking stunt. So, Michael B. Jordan, I take back what I said. Sorry, but fuck you too. Even though I love your fucking roles in a lot of the movies that you've done, fuck you too. You not only fucking trolled me, you not only trolled all of us, but you spit in the face of the original fans by doing that shit. Not only that, I forgot to mention that earlier on in the film, when they were going around looking for the Looney Tunes, and Bugs Bunny is like, we could get my friends to help you out with the basketball game to get your son back. Bugs Bunny makes a statement like, this actually sounds kind of familiar to me for once. Where have I heard this before? I could have sworn I've done this before. Helped a guy in a game of basketball against a group of bad guys. I swore I could have done that before. Obviously making reference to the first Space Jam movie. Which, fine, whatever. I can overlook that. But this whole Michael B. Jordan shit, fuck off. If that was your way to fucking troll, fuck you. Michael Jordan, the Michael Jordan, will always, and I know it gets under your fucking skin hearing it, will always be better than LeBron. Kobe will always be better than LeBron. Let that sink in. I want it to sink into your fucking skulls. So, I just want to get this fucking thing done and over with. Fuck this movie. So, they end up going back out there for the second half, and LeBron ends up telling them, the only way that we're going to win this game is if I let you guys be yourselves. Be loony. Be the Looney Tunes. So they all go out there. They're all, they're all fired up. They're all pumped up, ready to go, and they start using their Looney Tune acts to basically get back into the game. Wile E. Coyote brings out this big old freaking machine that shoots out like a whole bunch of basketballs. And by the way, I kept track of the score. 69 basketballs. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha. Fuck off, Warner Brothers. And it gets to the point where they come back and they take the lead against the Goon Squad. And then LeBron's son, because LeBron's getting his ass kicked by his son, in typical LeBron fashion, somebody's whooping his ass. He's got to recruit somebody from their fucking team. Here's the thing about LeBron. When LeBron's getting his ass kicked by another team, when he gets his ass kicked by that team, he'll try to recruit somebody from that team to come over on his side. So, of course, in typical LeBron fashion, he goes over to his son in the middle of the game and apologizes to him, telling him, I'm a bad father, I should have listened to you, blah, 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 blah. I should have let you do what you want to do. I'm sorry, I love you, blah, 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 blah. They embrace, and his son ends up quitting the Goon Squad to go over to the Looney Tunes Squad. Of course, this pisses off the algorithm, and he puts himself into the game, and he ends up getting a dunk over LeBron James, basically dunked on top of LeBron James to put the Toon Squad in the lead with like 10 seconds to go. So, kind of just like the first Space Jam movie, where, it's the final seconds, of course. And the final seconds, LeBron goes to talk it over with the Looney Tunes Squad, and he talks about the crossover move. But of course, they all freak out, saying if you try doing this crossover move, you're going to get deleted. Which, how the fuck do they know that? LeBron never told them that. How the fuck do they know that whoever does this crossover move, this glitch, is going to get, deleted? How the fuck do they know that? LeBron never told them that. Did they figure it out on their own? I don't fucking know. But they go to do the crossover move, and LeBron, he wanted to do it. Well, Bugs ends up taking the ball from him, and Bugs makes the shot. And of course, Bugs starts glitching out and everything because the game's not programmed for it. Well, the ball ends up not being, anywhere near the hoop. Basically, Bugs put up a big old air ball. LeBron, he goes after it. He jumps up in the air due to like this mega jump thing that was on the court. He touches it, goes up in the air, grabs the ball, and of course, just like Space Jam 1, you gotta have the villain grabbing onto LeBron on the side, by his legs and everything, just like, the ending of Space Jam 1. And LeBron's, reaching out to dunk, but unlike Space Jam 1, where Michael Jordan's arm stretched out to where he could, dunk into the hoop, LeBron starts falling and falling and falling. So his son picks up this mega jump booster off the court, picks it up, throws it at his dad. It hits his dad. His dad gets one big leap of air and then slams the ball into the basket, therefore winning the game. So the algorithm basically... Oh, by the way, the algorithm got posterized. Literally. The second that LeBron got that dunk on him, he literally turned into a poster, which then got shredded into like a million pieces. So he basically died. Woo. Everybody's happy, everybody's, all thrilled and everything, and then they find out what's happening with Bugs, and Bugs basically is telling them goodbye. He tells Lola, I love you, and he ends it by saying, well, he ends, the sequence with, that's all, folks. Then it cuts to a white screen. Then it goes 1 week later, where everybody that was, zapped into that world ends up going back into the real world, which I have a major complaint about this. So let me get this straight. All these people got zapped into a virtual world that this AI algorithm created. An AI algorithm that was created by Warner Brothers to promote this technology called Warner 3000. They all got basically kidnapped and trapped inside of this technology. When they get back out into the real world, you mean to tell me not one of them ever thought about taking Warner Brothers to court? Let's be completely honest here. If something like this were to happen in real life, if something like this were to really actually happen in real life, you mean to tell me there's not one person who got zapped into that virtual world that comes back out in the real world, not one person that would lawyer up and take Warner Brothers to court for attempted kidnapping? You realize that would be the largest kidnapping case in recorded history if something like that were to happen in real life. It's basically literally the entire fucking planet basically trapped inside a virtual world. How the fuck did nobody sue Warner Brothers? How the fuck are they still in business a week later? How the fuck did the government, the CIA, FBI, Secret Service, whoever, not look into it and shut Warner Brothers down? Why were people not fired? Why were people not arrested? It just... And I know people are going to say, ooh, it's a movie, calm down. Fuck you. This, to me, is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, logic fail of the fucking movie. They had this amazing technology that could send people from the real world to the virtual world. Number one, how in the fuck did anybody at Warner Brothers not leak that out to anybody? You don't think there's a rogue employee that works at Warner Brothers that would leak it out to people out there on the internet or something? Hey, my company's working on this top secret technology that could send people into the virtual world. No, I'm not talking like VR equipment or anything. I'm talking like literally send them into the cartoon world. You don't think that information would have got leaked out there? Number two, if they have this amazing technology to go into their IPs, to go into their trademarks and everything, does that mean that they could use this technology to go into literally anything? Even stuff that they don't even own? You realize this technology, you could use this technology to go inside animes, to go inside other forms of cartoon. You could literally go inside any fucking movie, any cartoon, any anime, any genre of entertainment that's ever been created. Number three, and alluding to what I just said, why in the fuck is Warner Brothers still around at the end of the movie if they're the cause of this whole fucking problem? Stupid. Fucking stupid. Nobody tried suing them. They didn't get shut down. Nobody got taken to court. Nobody got arrested. It's just, oh, we're back in the real world. Yippee. Fucking dumb. It's just fucking so stupid. So, the movie ends with LeBron taking his son to basketball camp. And then he says, you know, you could always change your mind about basketball camp. LeBron's son is like, nah, I'm not about that video game life no more. And LeBron's like, are you sure? And he points ahead, and sure enough, right in front of him is the E3 conference. Or the E3 convention, excuse me. The building where they host E3, of course, is literally right in front of him. So, of course, you know, LeBron's son goes running off to the fucking video game convention. And then, all of a sudden, for no particular reason, never explain why, never explain how, Bugs Bunny just appeared randomly right beside LeBron James. And he's like, hey, what's up, LeBron? How are things going? And LeBron asks him, how are you out here? How are you alive? And Bugs is like, I'm a tune. I literally can't die. Which, bullshit. We all saw you fucking die in the virtual world. We literally saw you literally, like, die, evaporate in front of our fucking eyes. Number one, how the fuck are you alive? Number two, how in the hell are you out in the real world? And I know people are already going to say, well, they were out in the real world in Space Jam 1. There's another movie called Looney Tunes Back in Action where they're out in the real world. Yes, I'm aware of that. But at least it's explained in those movies how they're out in the real world. Space Jam 1, they could literally travel between their world and our world. In Looney Tunes Back in Action, the worlds literally coexist. Their world literally coexists with our world. Kind of like Space Jam 1, but not in, you get what I'm trying to say. They coexist. Kind of like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where the cartoon world is literally living inside the real world. In Space Jam 2, they don't explain this. I'm guessing the technology got so advanced that they were able to, not only send real people into the virtual world, but I'm guessing the virtual world can now travel to the real world now. But they didn't explain that. That's just me taking a guess. And the movie ends with Bugs Bunny asking LeBron if him and his friends can hang out with LeBron, of course referring to the Looney Tunes squad. And that's how the movie ends. Fuck this movie. Fuck this movie. Fuck this movie. Oh, let me say it one more time. Fuck this movie. There were some things I liked about it, but overall, I don't ever want to think about this movie ever again. I don't want to talk about this movie ever again. I don't want to think about this movie ever again. This movie shits all over the original. And the original, like I said, is not perfect. It has its flaws. It has its issues too. But this movie makes the original look like Gone with the fucking Wind. Fuck Space Jam 2. Fuck Space Jam A New Legacy. Don't you ever make a Space Jam 3. Don't ever do it. From now on, I'm just going to stick to the original. I don't even want to acknowledge that this movie exists. I don't even want to acknowledge that it exists. The only way I'll watch this movie ever again is either if my family forces me to watch it, if my nephews force me to watch it, or if I want to freaking torture myself. I don't know, I might get my friend Shy to freaking watch it with me, just to put him through the torture too. That's when he gets Wi-Fi again, because right now he's going through freaking Wi-Fi issues. But when he gets this Wi-Fi fixed, I'm probably going to put him through this torture too. So you know what? I think I might actually watch this movie one more time. And that's it. One more time with my friend Shy. I want him to experience this torture for himself. That would be interesting to hear his reaction. I would love to hear his reaction to this fucking movie. Unfortunately, that means I gotta sit down through it again. Oh my god. Grade of the movie? 2 out of 10. 2 out of fucking 10. The only reason it's not getting a 1 is because, 1, I love the Looney Tunes. They didn't do any wrong in this film. They didn't do anything, well, minus one scene, by the way, that I forgot to mention, where Porky Pig started rapping. Yeah, there was a scene where Porky Pig literally started rapping to Flavor in Your Ear. The remix of Flavor in Your Ear. The one that had, Notorious Big and Notorious Big, LL Cool J, Busta Rhymes, those guys on there, along with Craig Mack. which I love that song. It's one of my favorite hip hop songs of all time. But I don't want to hear it in Space Jam 2. And I especially don't want to hear a fucking Porky Pig sing out aloud to it. Dumb. Do I regret paying money to go see this movie? You're absolutely right. But it's one of those things where I just had to see it. I just had to know. I just had to know. I was hoping it would be decent. I was hoping it would be okay. And unfortunately, it was just a spit in the face to people like me. People who are fans of the original film. There were some parts in this movie I liked. There were some funny moments, some, good moments here and there. But overall, this movie is a steaming pile of shit. 2 out of 10. 1 for the Looney Tunes. 1 because there were some moments in this that did make me laugh a little bit. As for the original Space Jam, I'll give that a 5. I'll give that a 5 out of 10. Way better than this shit. I'll tell you that much. Way better than this. I need to get something to drink. Another Sprite. Another drink of Sprite. And with that, that puts this freaking movie review to a close of Space Jam 2. Fuck this movie. Don't bother. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Now, if you still want to go out and see this movie, whether it be on HBO Max or in the movie theaters, fine, be my guest. I'm not telling you how to, control your money. Or handle your money, excuse me. If you want to go out there and see this movie, hey, fine and freaking dandy. Whatever. Would I recommend pirating it? No. No. And I know people are going to say, ooh, pirating's bad. Everybody fucking does it. Everybody does it with anime. Everybody does it with movies. Everybody does it with music. Everybody has pirated something at least one time in their life. So don't give me that bullshit. Going back on what I was saying earlier, I don't even know if I don't know if I even want to sit down and watch this again with my friend Shy. The only reason I would watch it again is for him to watch it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I could literally sit down and watch this again, man. I don't know if I could. I don't know. My family already has plans to go see the Clifford movie in September, the live-action Clifford, which I already have a feeling that movie's gonna suck too. Yet again, Hollywood shitting on my fucking childhood, of course. How do we ruin K-On! Gaming HD's childhood? Oh, let's just do more live-action bullshit. Let's just do sequels that, shit on the legacy of the original film and blah, 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 blah. Or let's do remakes that shit on the legacy of the original films and blah, 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 blah. It's fucking ridiculous at this point. No wonder why I watch YouTube all the freaking time. No wonder why, no freaking wonder why I don't really watch these freaking modern day movies nowadays. My favorite movie of all time, by the way, spoiler alert, my favorite movie of all time is Forrest Gump. This movie makes Forrest Gump look like a fucking gold mine in comparison. In closing, I highly suggest if you people want to watch Space Jam, go watch the original 1996 film. Be it on Hulu, HBO Max, wherever. Go buy it. Go buy the film. It's literally like $5 for DVD and Blu-ray. Go buy it. Show your support for the real Space Jam film. As for this one, it could burn in the depths of fucking hell.